The 2000s were a really wild time. Start with the Attitude Era, and then very quickly we're done and searching for a new pathway. A lot changed. The WWE title was always considered the prize of the industry, though. So let's run through these years and decide who totally smashed it. I am Simon Miller. Let's go. Number 10, Edge, from July 2006 to September 2006. Now, Edge's first reign was great, was of course the man used his Money in the Bank briefcase to cash in on John Cena and take his title. You can't get more heat than that, unless you're the Sun. Because that was mostly done for shock value, Cena won the belt back within 3 weeks, which is why people were excited about round 2, or this title run. The Rated R superstar was actually allowed to hold the belt. I mean, it wasn't huge, but still. It was during a 3-way on Raw, which was different and featured John Cena and Rob Van Dam. After that, we went back to Cena with this idea that Edge now felt like a more legit champion, and yeah, he defeated Johnny at SummerSlam, which did feel like a big deal. They went at it once more at Unforgiven in a very good TLC match where finally Cena won his title back, but all of this showed people behind the scenes that Edge could be the guy. I mean, it was effortless. So try and forget about the fact it only went 76 days because we crammed so much in here and it helped overall. The Rated R superstar never looked back after this, and he would win the World Championship over and over again. He impressed. Number 9, John Cena, from April 2005 to January 2006. At WrestleMania 21, John Cena won his first World Championship. It's hilarious to watch now. There is no hate, no Cena sucks. People loved this. It was time to do it. He defeated JBL, which also felt satisfying as Bradshaw had been running through SmackDown, and because the fans are so behind this, you could actually say it is one of Cena's best reigns. It's lovely to watch. His first defense was at Judgment Day, where he and JBL had a vicious I Quit match that was so bloody you won't believe it if you watch it for the first time today. Sort of like you're tuned into ECW. Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle were also on this feud list when, yeah, we've talked about it, Edge cashed in his briefcase for the first time and shocked the world. 280 days is an awesome first go as well because it told the audience WWE were going big here, and it kickstarted everything else. You can nitpick it, but look at the results. You may as well be shouting into the wind. Number 8, John Bradshaw Layfield, from June 2004 to April 2005. There is so much to say about this because not only did JBL almost hold the WWE title for a year, but to kick things off, he became a completely different person. No one thought Texas ass-kicker Bradshaw was going to become a stockbroker champion. Really, it was quite brilliant. JBL was such an asshole heel, people were desperate for someone to beat him for that belt. That's the whole game. It also gave SmackDown a unique edge, not Adam Copeland, and the fact he defeated Eddie Guerrero for this prize. We were all furious. It was a 280-day reign if you're into numbers, and that's interesting for the nerds. That's the exact same number as the Cena run we discussed. So there you go. Maybe the matches weren't always top draw, but the character work was, and go back and watch the heat he gets. JBL did this all very well, even more so because he kinda did it out of nowhere. One of the few who magically became the guy and fought through to justify the whole thing. This is very, very good. Number 7, The Rock, from June 2000 to October 2000. The WWE title went nuts in early 2000, changed hands no less than 4 times. Even during the Attitude Era, that is a lot. Finally, The Rock won it at King of the Ring where things settled down, and yeah, the Great One had risen right to the top and really should have won it at WrestleMania. The only reason he didn't is because we got carried away with Paul McMahon's in every corner. Even then, it was a bonkers win because Rocky pinned Vince McMahon to become the guy in the most convoluted 6-man tag ever. None of this made sense, but The Rock was over, so it was great. He then defended it fully loaded against Chris Benoit when he was sort of the extra guy in the Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Kurt Angle love triangle. So I suppose it was a square. It meant his run got even more mad as the SummerSlam match was also bonkers. Rock kept on winning through that though until he got to No Mercy, and Kurt Angle only beat him there because of Rikishi. He kept on doing it for The Rock. It was just so fun though because the People's Champion was on fire during all of this. You couldn't argue he wasn't the guy because he obviously was. And when you have that, yep, you give him the title. Number 6, Brock Lesnar, from August 2002 to November 2002. What a mad tale this is. Brock Lesnar really was given the mega push when he debuted because he was main eventing SummerSlam less than a year after that and beating The Rock for the WWE title. I mean, that is the machine getting right behind you. As was the way, though, back in 2002, Vince McMahon loved a babyface chasing the championship, and as Brock had turned good guy due to the win, he lost his belt within 2 months. Stick to what you know, I suppose. The reason it has to be here, however, is because WWE needed this shot in the arm. Obviously, the promotion was searching for new stars, and to pick Lesnar and go all in, great! Made things feel fresh again. You also get the really hard-hitting wars with The Undertaker, including a brutal Hell in a Cell at No Mercy, and the fact Lesnar made it through with the title was just yet more momentum. Dude was doing everything in record time. He was even protected when the Big Show toppled him too because manager Paul Heyman stabbed him in the back. While that wasn't ideal, it worked all things considered. Brock had become a made man. He would later then decide he didn't want to be a wrestler, but still. Talk about taking a chance and hitting a home run. Everybody bought into this next big thing idea because the evidence was right in front of them. It'd be cool if wrestling took more risks like this. Nothing else, it was just fun. Number 5, Eddie Guerrero. From February 2004 to June 2004. If we are talking about the night Eddie Guerrero won the title, this would likely be the top entry. It is just utterly wonderful. He defeated Brock Lesnar too, which added to the shock, and who cares that Bill Goldberg helped? Beggars can't be choosers, and if this is how Eddie was going to become WWE Champion, fine. I mean, the fact we got here to begin with. If you haven't seen their No Way Out clash, change that today, and I suppose this settles at number 5, just because Guerrero cared too much. After taking his top spot super seriously, Eddie was truly affected by attendances and buy rates going up and down, to the point everybody involved decided he needed a mental break. That's when we queued up JBL. I'd also say I think WWE could have booked him stronger, as it often felt like he wasn't the guy, but again, this was just so nice to see, and nice is nice. The clue is in the word. We should all dine off this forever. Number 4, Kurt Angle. From October 2000 to February 2001. It is amazing WWE doesn't do this more often because look, it works. We decided Kurt Angle needed to be a top guy, gave him the world title, just had him win against even the most insurmountable odds. Do you remember that Armageddon pay-per-view Hell in a Cell 6-way? That had the likes of Austin, The Rock, Triple H, and our Olympic gold medalist still won? Amazing. It was also incredible to watch as Kurt got himself into this position a mere 11 months after debuting and defeated The Rock to win his first major prize. That's just a push and a half. He also beat The Undertaker right after this, which most definitely helped. The Triple H match at the Royal Rumble just saw Angle climb and climb. Even when he lost it back to The Rock at No Way Out, all was okay. Kurt had arrived. Pull up the car. It was 126 days of joy then, and proof Angle could hang at the top. He was another one. He did not look back. Number 3, Steve Austin. From April 2001 to September 2001. An interesting one because, of course, this started at WrestleMania 17 when Steve Austin turned heel. This wasn't the best idea. A lot of people who watched the WWF just wanted to cheer Stone Cold, so now it felt like their time had come to an end. The thing is, when you watch it now with your fan hat on, this is great. Not only did Austin totally reinvent himself, but he was genuinely hilarious. More proof that he was just entertaining as hell. In terms of the lore as well, the Rattlesnake went through The Rock, The Undertaker, and Kane before he led the Alliance into the WWF Invasion War. That had its issues, but can you imagine it without Steve? Sheesh. When he became the Paranoid Champion too, he had great defenses against Kurt Angle and RVD, and without this, we don't get what? It's both good and bad. The real interesting statistic is Austin held this title for 175 days, which actually was his longest reign. That's how much WWE loved taking the belt off him, just so he could go win it again. So sure, we can fight about numbers behind the scenes until the cows come home, but we don't need to worry about that today. This was yonks ago, and character-wise, it was utterly fantastic. Number 2, Kurt Angle, from December 2002 to April 2003. So Kurt Angle's third reign started with an asterisk. He defeated the Big Show at Armageddon after Brock Lesnar interfered. Whoops. At the time, Angle was such a wonderful asshole it worked, however, which sort of helped going forward. He only had 2 defenses on pay-per-view, but man, pure bangers. The 2003 Royal Rumble clash with Chris Benoit was regarded as a Match of the Year contender, and of course you eventually get to WrestleMania 19. That ended badly as Brock almost killed himself, but the rest of it is great stuff. This really was peak Kurt as he was leading Team Angle at the time, and he just felt like the guy. All the matches he did on TV were superb too, especially because soon we would learn he was falling apart internally. The dude had so many injuries, how he did all of this I will never know. I do think that's why it gets in so high though, because if we look at it like nerds, you realize Kurt Angle was just built different I'm not entirely sure anybody else could have done this. Number 1, Triple H, from January 2000 to April 2000. So this is going to be controversial, but I am sick of the Triple H hate in certain corners. He was one of my favorites when I was a kid, and all this, he loves to put himself on TV all the time these days. Of course he is. His career of big retirement was ripped away from him due to health issues. Let him have some fun. The game started off this reign early in 2000 as he beat the Big Show to become the guy, but it was the next feud that puts this title reign at the top of the pile. Hunter went to war with Mick Foley. He would transform into Cactus Jack, with Triple H sold like a hero at that Royal Rumble match. It's easy to not get this if you're only watching it today, but man, I tell you, this was something else for the then WWF. It was brutal. The No Way Out Hell in a Cell between the two also rules, and the only reason we don't talk about it more is because Foley retired and then unretired for WrestleMania. That four-way there isn't ideal either, but hey. In story, the King of Kings walked away with the championship, and no bad guy ever did that at Mania. It is the Backlash pay-per-view that puts the icing on the cake, however. The Rock did finally defeat him thanks to help from Steve Austin, and man, the return pop for the Rattlesnake, all of this was just the best. That does mean Triple H had 3 legendary matches in the space of 180 days, and he really was the best heel in the business around this time. He just knew what to do. It's why it always stuns me too when I remember he missed a huge part of the Attitude Era. That's why sometimes wrestling is a cruel, cruel mistress. Know of any other awesome title reigns from the 2000s? Make sure you let us know in the comments below, and then please do like the video, share the video. Why not subscribe? You can also click the video on the screen, which is me talking about more WWE, but more importantly, my friends, I hope you have a terrific day, and I will talk to you again soon.